We'll push record and we are good to go. Okay, guys, thank y'all for joining tonight. Tonight I'm going to talk to us about how to lead effective challenge groups. As you know, challenge groups are the heart of what we do as coaches, because at the end of the day, our job as coaches is to hold other people accountable and get them the best results. And the challenge groups are really our way in which we do that, because we know people can buy programs, they could even buy Shakeology, but if they don't have somebody in there holding them accountable, keeping them excited, keeping them engaged for the remainder of that time or their system, they're not going to get the best results. So I just kind of wanted to go over some of the things that we have found have been successful. And let me just go ahead and preface this by saying, Kyla can attest to this because she was in our very first challenge group. Challenge groups take some time to kind of figure out. And I still feel like we're figuring out, ooh, this is a good idea, or ooh, that kind of bombed. So by no means are we like expert coaches running challenge groups that like are ROCKSTAR, everybody's engaged the entire 30 days. Like, we have had challenge groups where it's like crickets on day 3 and you're like, are you still out there? Are you still engaged? And it's really hard on an ego when people start checking out. So we've had to really like figure out what works, what doesn't, how to get people re-engaged, and how to really just be an effective coach. Because again, at the end of the day, our job is to get people results, and we do that by keeping them engaged. So again, just wanted to preface it by saying that we're always learning, we're always growing, we're always trying to make it better and a better experience for our challengers. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. Maybe. Okay, so let me push this to the side. Okay, so challenge group. Challenge group is a place filled with motivation, inspiration, love, knowledge, and all the support to reach your goals. So when I talk about challenge groups to somebody, that's how I explain it. Like, a challenge group is such a great place. And when you have a challenge group that's really working, you truly feel all of that. You get motivated, you're inspired, you're surrounded by people that like are sharing parts of themselves with you. And it's amazing. I also feel like what we do as coaches is we try to give them knowledge. I want somebody to leave my challenge group with knowledge to help them have long-term success. I'm not in the business of quick fixes. Yes, I love 21-day fix, but at the end of the day, I want people to take away 21-day fix and know, okay, in the back of their head, if they're not still using containers, they know like, ooh, I got to get my 4 veggie servings in, or ooh, maybe I've had a little bit too many yellow servings today. And I want them to take that with them and know, how to make this realistic to have that long-term success. And then again, it's that support system. A challenge group really will help people. If they're committed and they're engaged, I guarantee without a doubt in my head that they will reach their goals. So that's kind of how we explain what a challenge group is. And I'll just dive into a little bit more on how we lead effective groups. Maybe. Let's see. Okay. So first things first, you have to prepare and plan for success. So just like we tell our challengers, if you fail to plan, or if you plan to fail, or if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. What's the quote? You know what I'm saying. Basically, you have to have a plan or you will fail at your challenge group. So first things first, you need to get your challengers organized and prepped. So we do this through our preseason week. So we spend an entire week getting them ready and organized so that they can be ready to go, no excuses on day 1. We actually have preseason for one of our groups starting tomorrow, so we'll spend this whole week getting them ready and organized, and then day 1 for us will actually be November 2nd. So key thing is we send them out that first email, welcome them to the challenge. They may or may not have received their packets yet or their challenge packs yet, and that's okay, but I give them information. If they're doing the 21-day fix, I give them the information, let them know, have them figure out their containers, and send them back to me so they don't have any question when they get their stuff, because sometimes when you see that box and there's containers, it's a lot for people to take in. So letting them know, getting them figured out what their container breakdown is, and getting them ready to go. Second email is those before pics. This is huge and key, and people do not want to take before pictures. I get it. It's the biggest thing that people are like, oh, I just don't want to do it. And I call them goodbye pics. You're never going to see them again. These are goodbye to the old me, and we're going to welcome the new me in the next 21, 30, however many days our challenge is. But have them take those pictures. That is such a huge thing for people because they're really, if they commit, that's where they're going to really see progress. Again, the scale sometimes works in our favor, sometimes really doesn't. I'm not a huge fan of the scale, but before pictures are huge. Even if somebody's only lost, they're like, I only lost 5 pounds, which 5 pounds is a lot to lose in 21 or 30 days. But you can really see progress when you look at pictures. And sometimes they don't see it for themselves. And when I put them side by side, that's when they're like, oh, I really did have good success. So make sure you stay on them about getting those before pictures taken. Next thing you want to do is prepare your challenge template. So right here on to the right, I have where we have all of our challenge templates. You do not have to create one. You are more than welcome to, but you can always fall back on ours. We have 2 different templates for 30-day challenge groups, and we are finalizing a 21-day. Hopefully, we're trying to get 2 templates for 21-day groups as well. In the past, we've run 60 days, and let's just say we're sticking to 30 because 60 is a long time and it's really hard to keep people engaged for 60 days. 30 days, I feel like is just perfect. It's just the right amount of time. But I got to say, we're running our first 21-day group ever, and I'm liking it. It's going pretty well, and we're on our last week, and it's like flying by, and people are engaged, and it's been really, really good. So I think 30 and 21 day, you really can't go wrong. But again, you can create your own template. You can work off ours. You can recreate your own, whatever the case may be. Just have a plan in place and knowing what you're going to be posting. Next, before you add people to your Facebook group, make sure that you're ready and organized to do this. So make sure that cover photo is made. You can ask for help in our Team VIP page. People will say, hey, here's the cover photo I used for my next challenge group. Feel free to use it if you want. That's fine too. And then the biggest thing I want to talk about is that making sure you upload those files before adding challengers. So what I mean by that is information on Shakeology. So those Shakeology recipes for chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, the meal plan, the information on 21-day fix, the weight tracker. Make sure you add all of those things prior to adding your participants. We want the challenge group to be an experience. And so it's like we are setting the stage before they even get there. And then when we add them to our Facebook group, we want to have something to welcome there. So maybe it's either a video that you do welcoming them, letting them know what they can expect, or it's just a picture and saying welcome with detailed out of what they can expect for the remaining preseason week and when you're planning to start. So make sure, again, you're setting the stage, having everything ready before adding your participants to the challenge group. And then next, what I want to talk about is setting up your challenge tracker. So I don't know if we've really talked about this yet, but this is something that we've started to do that really helps keep track of where you are with your challengers. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that necessary at the beginning, but as you continue to go on and you continue to get challengers, they start to you kind of lose track of where you are with them. So I just want to show you what it looks like for me when we set up our challenge trackers. So I couldn't fit it all on one page, but I use Google Drive and I just use one of their spreadsheets. And I have for every challenge group that I do, like September, October, November, I have a tab for them. And I have it set up with their name, their email, their phone number, what program they're doing, and then the order date. I think that's important to know because when I'm telling them, hey, your Shakeology is about to ship out, I know the date that that's going to happen. And then I say, when did I send out preseason email? Was it sent? Preseason email too? And I'll say, yes, sent. And then when they reply back, I'll make sure that I make a note that, yes, they've replied back. Also, if they're not doing 21-day fix and I have them set up on my Fitness Pal, I make note of that. I take track of when they reply back to me with their before pics and weight, I write that down along with their questions. If they fall off track, how do they want to be re-engaged? What flavor Shakeology they're doing? Preferred method of contact. So do they prefer text, email, Facebook message, phone call? What's their best method of contact? And any additional notes I may need. For instance, one of my challengers just had a baby. She actually ordered in September, knowing she was having a baby in October, and she's going to be starting with me on tomorrow, Monday. So I made note of all that because she ordered way back in September, and I would have forgotten, hopefully not, but I might have forgotten that, hey, she's in this challenge group because she had a baby. Now she's ready to be cleared for exercise. So I just put additional notes that I need to know there. And then on this last line, this is when I put, I sent out the Team Beachbody and Adjust Shakeology email, which I'll talk about in a little bit. I'll put the date that I sent that. And then on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, those are my check-in emails with them. So again, just to make sure that I've sent them out. And then when they respond back, I make notes of what they responded. So if I send one out on week 1 and I say, how's it going? Are you sore? Are you tired? Are you doing well? How can I help you? And they respond back and they say, I'm doing really well. My knee's a little bit sore and I'm having trouble coming up with snack ideas. Can you give me some more snack ideas? I'll make note of that. And then when I go back to check in with my challengers, I'll be like, oh, okay, so Tiffany had a little bit of soreness in her knee and snacks. So when I check in with her, send her a text and say, hey, Tiffany, I just want to check in, see how that knee pain was doing. Also, here's some snacks. I just wanted to shoot you over some of my favorite snacks that I like to do on the 21-day fix. So again, keeps me engaged so I remember what was our last conversation, how are they doing, how can I follow up, and really I want to give people the utmost attention. When they're in my challenge group, I give them everything and I want to help them succeed as best I can. And I feel like after I had kids, my memory is like gone. So this really helps me keep on track with where I am with them so that I can make sure that I'm doing the best job I can do as a coach. Any questions on that? No? Good. Okay. Well, we'll have questions of time at the end as well. Okay. So setting clear expectations. So this is key at the beginning before, you get started on the challenge group. So welcoming them and setting clear expectations of what your role is as a coach and what you expect from them. So defining your role as a coach, letting them know what you do. I am your accountability partner. I am your cheerleader. When you have good days and you killed it and you rocked it, text me, shoot me a message. Let me know if you're struggling and your spouse isn't really that helpful and doesn't understand what you're doing and you need somebody to vent to. I'm that person too. It's also important that you let them know when you're available. So best times to reach you, I always let people know the best time to reach me is after 8 p.m., after my kids are going to bed. That's the best way to reach me. Best way for them to reach me throughout the day is via text. I usually always have my phone with me, and if you text me, that's the best way to get a hold of me. So I always let them know that right off the bat, that's the best way, but obviously I'm always available for phone calls, but usually probably not until later in the evening. But let them know that so they can know what to expect. And then set clear expectations for them as challengers. So obviously they've joined a challenge group because they are wanting to see results. And our job is to help them be successful and get those results. But we have to be clear that if you just dip your toe halfway in, they're probably not going to get the best results. So being straightforward and letting them know, if you want to be successful, you need to fully commit from day 1. And what does that mean? Pressing play on your workouts. Has to happen. Schedule those workouts in. You need to make it happen. Drinking Shakeology daily. That's, again, non-negotiable, way easy to do, takes like 2 minutes to make. That should happen every single day. And then follow the nutrition plan. We know things come up, life happens, temptations, birthdays, buffets, holidays, we know, but if they really want to get the best results, they need to commit to following the nutrition plan. And then again, encouraging them to reach out to you when they're struggling. Like, that's your job as a coach, to hold them accountable. And when they do fall off track or they have some sort of setback, to tell them to reach out to you, because that's what your job is. Also, let them know about Shakeology Home Direct and Club membership. So I never want anyone to be surprised when they get charged the next month. Like, that is not something that I would ever want to, that sneak up on me. And I don't want anybody to think I'm like, ooh, sneaky, trying to get your money, because that's not the case at all. So prior to their Shakeology being shipped out, I will send an email about a week prior. And it's again in the Google Drive. So if you want to see it, we can look at it. But basically just saying, hey, just wanted to check in with how you're doing. Just wanted to remind you, you have 30 days free of the Beachbody Club membership. Don't forget, that gives you access to Beachbody On Demand, which is like Netflix for fitness. Super awesome. Gives you meal plans, recipes. I strongly encourage you to check it out. The first 30 days are free, and then you're billed quarterly after that. So you're billed in advance. It comes out to like $40 for 90-day subscription. If you want to cancel it, here's how you do it. And I give them how to chat online, the phone call to call, or an email to write. I set that up, make it easy for them. Same thing, and I also say, and don't forget, your Shakeology is on Home Direct, and it is expected to ship out on this date. If you want to modify your order, change whether you're getting packets, your flavor, or you just want to maybe delay shipment, here's how you do that as well. Please reach out to me if you need help. Also, if you're wanting to save to get your Shakeology on discount, I can help you with that too. So again, being clear up front, letting them know they're about to be charged, because again, I don't ever want to get a phone call or a text being like, hey, I got charged, what's that about? So letting them know that as well. Next, we want to be the best coach, and how do we do that? So you have to regularly check in with your challengers. It's not enough to just post every day and think, okay, I'm done. I did my job as a coach. We're good to go, right? That's not enough. If we really want to go above and beyond and create that amazing experience where we give our challengers awesome results, we've got to do regular check-ins. So we always send out a text on day one saying, happy day one, so excited for what the next 30 days will bring. Send me a text when you completed your first workout. And it's always exciting. They're excited day one. We're pumped. We're ready to do it. They're fully committed, and it's just a good way to get them excited. I also send regular texts, just randomly throughout the week. I try to send one if I can on a weekend saying, I know weekends are hard, but stay the course. You can do it. And then I'll also try to set one where I send them randomly in the evenings when people are on Facebook or it's the end of the day. I just do like really, really quick check-ins. How'd your day go? How's your nutrition going? Just quick check-ins to see how they're doing. If you have Snapchat, I know people love to snap. I'm not a snapper, so I don't really know that, but I know that a lot of our coaches use Snapchat, Facebook Messenger, text, whatever the case may be. Just make sure that you're checking in regularly. It can be daily or it can be random, whatever the case may be. I've had some challengers where I literally check in with them daily because they need that accountability. And then others I check in maybe a couple times a week. It kind of just depends on them and what they need. But I always reach out and let them know I'm there. If you need a 5 a.m. wake up text, I am an early morning worker-outer, and they know that. And if I have somebody, a challenger that also is an early morning worker-outer, I will text them and say, wake up, time to work out. Same thing if they're not, I will check in at the end of the day and be like, I need you to send me a sweaty workout selfie. And I've had somebody send me a sweaty workout selfie every single day. So again, regular check-ins, whatever works for you. And then we always do our weekly emails. I think weekly emails are a great way for them to kind of read what we have. I want to give them education, motivate them, let them know where they're feeling. And then I always have questions that they can respond back to me with that as well. And I always send them on Mondays. Sometimes I think Jessica sends them sometimes on Sundays, sometimes on Mondays. It doesn't matter, but I always just send it at the beginning of the week, and they know that they're going to get a weekly email from me on Monday to kind of recap that previous week. Next thing I want to talk about is consistent posting in the group. So I think this is key. You need to be posting at the same time every single day. I think that it's helpful for your challengers to know when they can expect to see your post for the day. They know when to check. So for us, for Jessica and I, our challengers know we're going to post every single morning between 6 and 7 a.m. I get it. Not everybody's an early bird as us, and that's okay. If your time is anywhere between 10 and 11 or 11 and noon, that's okay. Just let them know that, because they really are waiting on your post. So if you let them know I'm going to be posting every day, you'll expect to post from me between 11 and noon, let them know that. And then they'll be checking in at noon to see what you wrote for the day. Just be consistent. The worst thing I think for a lot of new coaches that I see sometimes, and it's just confusing for challengers, is that one day they post at 8 a.m., the next day they post at 11, the next day they post at 2, and it's just so random that it's really hard for challengers to check in, or they check in and it's still yesterday's post and then they forget to check back in. So just be consistent with the times that you're going to post, and then let your challengers know when they can expect that. Next thing I want to talk about is having scheduled check-in times. This is something I've started doing because I realized I was on my phone 24/7 checking in, and then I'd be like, oh, 30 minutes, let me check in, and oh, a couple hours have passed, let me check in, and it was like chaotic in my brain. So now I do my check-ins. I try to be systematic. I'll check in the morning, I'll post in the morning and do any check-ins that I need to do. I'll probably check in around lunchtime, noon, I'll be eating lunch and I'll check in, and then I check in again in the evening. Again, you don't have to check in that many times in your Facebook group, but that for me has just been systematic. Otherwise, I was constantly throughout the day and it just felt chaotic and I didn't like it. So just know either you're checking in the morning, in the evening, or just the evening, or whatever the case may be, but just know in your head, okay, at this time I will dedicate to checking into my challenge group because it really makes it easier for you. The next thing we want to talk about is Shakeology. We love Shakeology. Y'all know I love Shakeology. But it's sometimes I feel like what I found is that I haven't done a very good job of promoting it in my challenge groups. So when it came time for them to order next month, they didn't really see the value in it because I didn't really build that value. So how do you build value in Shakeology? A great way to do that is to give them recipes. We try to give at least one new recipe a week. Obviously, in the files section, there's a ton of recipes, but we realize not everybody goes to the files section all the time. If you post one new recipe a week, they'll see it on their news feed, and it's awesome. And with that recipe, we like to put superfood of the day. So I'll give them like Almond Joy Shakeology recipe, and then at the bottom, I'll say, P.S., here's your superfood of the day, and I'll say ashwagandha, and I'll say, here's the benefits of ashwagandha. So they get a little tidbit on why it's so great, or superfood of the day, camu, or whatever the case may be. So they get a nice recipe, and then they get a little benefit of why it's great that they're drinking it every day. Another thing that we've started to try to do, and we need to probably be more consistent, is doing What's in It Wednesday. So again, there's 70 ingredients in Shakeology, a lot. So if you were to just pick one or two every Wednesday to share and let them again know why this Shakeology, why it's so great, and why it's not just like any other shake out there. Again, it's building value. And it's kind of cool to be like, oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't know that was in there. Even me, when I do What's in It Wednesday, I'm like, I knew this stuff was good, but dang, I didn't realize that was in there. So it's really kind of cool thing to add as well. And then random check-in pics of you drinking Shakeology. Again, if you Snapchat, it's great to do that. Just take a picture like, oh, I'm drinking my Shakeology. Have you had your Shakeology yet? So that, again, they know that you're in it, you drink it consistently, that it's a part of your life too. Again, just builds value and lets them know that you see the importance as well. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is creating engagement. So I talked about some challenge groups are awesome. Everybody's engaged. People are posting. They're cheering each other on. It's awesome. You feel like a rock star coach because you've created this amazing experience, and it's awesome. And then other times, day two, it's like everybody fell off. They no longer use Facebook, and it's crickets, right? We've been there, and it's like, oh, this is going to be a long 30 days. So we have to do our part to really create that engagement. So we always have a call to action on our post. Every single day, we want you to comment with something. Maybe it's a picture. Maybe it's, I want you to write something, whatever the case may be. Or maybe knocked out my workout, or in it to win it. Just have a call to action that they have to engage every single day to keep that engagement up. The next thing that we have started to do when we noticed, okay, this is terrible, nobody's responding, what do we do? How do we get them excited again? We have created a challenge within a challenge. So what that means is we create a short 3 or 5 day photo challenge, and we have examples of that if you want to see them, but maybe one day it's a post-workout selfie. The next day it's them drinking their Shakeology. The third day is their reason or a picture of their why they're in this. We just did one this week in our 21 day. We did a throwback Thursday, and we had them share either a picture of them prior and how they progressed, or maybe a picture of them in the past that they were trying to get back to. And it was so good. Like, blown away by what the throwback pictures that people came up with and their story behind it. I felt like I got to know our challengers on such a deeper level. It was super awesome. But anyways, that's a great way to do it. And then we offer a prize. I know that Laura offers like a 3-day refresh every challenge that she does. We've done anything from a Fixate cookbook to a water bottle. We've done a 3-day refresh. I've done a Brazilian butt lift DVD. You can really make it whatever you want, but it's a great way to get people re-engaged. That you have to post every day for the next 3 to 5 days if you want to be entered into a raffle to get this prize. And then the next thing with engagement, like I just talked about, is that emotional engagement. So yes, we're here to lose weight. Yes, we want to all fit into our skinny jeans, but we want to go deeper than just weight loss, because It is more than that. There's a lot more to people's stories. And I don't think that when we first started, we recognized that. But as we've grown as coaches and we've seen in our challenge groups, when we, like I said, when we did that Throwback Thursday and we got to like the heart of why people want to lose weight, we had people talking to us about postpartum depression, or about they want to go back to how they felt on their wedding day, or they want to be there for their grandkids, or people just kind of went all over the place. And it was awesome just to really get into why they're in this challenge, really just getting deeper into, the reason and the purpose. Also, what are some barriers they're facing? We don't know unless we ask. Some people have super supportive families that are excited for them, and some people are like, they're in this together and it's really hard for them, and their family's like, I don't know why you're doing this, and I could never. So we have to really encourage them, see what their barriers are. How can we help them get past that? And then, of course, as women, we always have body image issues. It doesn't matter what weight you are, how much weight you've lost, if you've been skinny and thin your whole life. Everyone has body image issues. It's just, I feel like, unfortunately, part of being a female. So we really want to talk about positive self-talk. So it's hard for people to compliment themselves or say a body part that they love. But we've really tried to push that in our challenge groups of encouraging them to, what body part do you love? Get thinking about it, because we're so hard on ourselves and we look at every flaw, but let's start complimenting ourselves and being excited. And yeah, you know what? I may have stretch marks, but I birthed 3 babies. How awesome is that? So again, thinking about the positive, putting a positive spin on it, because we know that it's not just about weight loss. It's much deeper than that. And then finally, reconnect. It will probably happen at some point in your challenge where a challenger or multiple will kind of just fall off track. And what happens? They kind of slide out, right? They just stop posting. You can see they're not checking in. They're not responding to your emails. That is when you, as a coach, have to go the extra mile and really do what you can to check in. I'm not kidding when I said I have texted, I have emailed, I have Facebook messaged, I have called. I do not want somebody to fall off, because I know that it's so hard, and I know that they get discouraged and it's really hard for them, and it's like, great, I failed again. But just let them know that you're there for them, and it's okay. We all fall off track. Just start fresh the next day. I've had a challenger with me. I think she's been in and out of my challenge group since January. I think this is her 4th challenge with me, and it's a constant. On again, off again, on again, off again. But she's in it to win it, and I haven't given up on her, and she hasn't given up either. And, she knows if she falls off and she quits posting, I'm going to check in on her. And so that's really what our job is. It's hard to do on your own, and, it's hard to make lifestyle changes. It really, really is. So that's our job, is to reconnect, and don't just let anybody kind of fade out and be like, I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. Really do our part to reconnect with them and help them get engaged again. Okay, the next, we want to make sure that as our challenge group is wrapping, that we leave them with a plan. So we never just want to say, all right, well, it's been a great 30 days. See you later, right? We want to give them a plan of how they can be successful for long term. So I always give them options. Their option is to continue on the next challenge with me. I literally have had women with me since my very first challenge, and they are still with me 10 months later. I love it. I mean, I'm like, wow, you're seeing a lot of the same things, but you're in it to win it. And if you're in it, I'm in it. Let's do it. So you can always continue on the next challenge with me. I just let them know you'll just continue Shakeology. You're more than welcome to keep the same program. A lot of people with 21 Day Fix do multiple rounds. You're welcome to switch to a new one if you just want to do Beachbody on demand, whatever you want to do. But yeah, they're always more than welcome to continue on the next challenge. Their next option is to join our team as a coach. So I know a lot of people, are afraid to ask people to join them as a coach, or they don't feel like they're where they need to be on their journey. But honestly, being a coach has upped my accountability level to a whole new level. Now I really feel like I have to be on my A game, because I have to lead by example. And I let people know that you don't have to be at your goal weight, right? You just have to have a desire to help others. And honestly, become a coach, if not only for the discount, but just for the extra accountability. And I always tell them how my life has improved since becoming a coach. So that extra accountability is awesome. It makes me stay on track. That's great. And then I think the best part of being a coach for me, besides the accountability, is being surrounded by all of you. Seriously, as cheesy as that sounds, my life is better because of the relationships I've made in Beachbody. And I did not expect that to come from this opportunity. So just being surrounded by positive women has been the best thing since becoming a Beachbody coach. And I share that with people, like, that's my reason for being a coach. Like, I feel like I've made such great connections with other women, and I just feel like I'm in such a great positive environment. And then another benefit of becoming a coach, obviously you get to pay it forward. When people have great results, people start asking, oh my God, you look great. What are you doing? So you can help pay it forward and help other people on their journey. And then another benefit, when you help other people, you get paid. Again, it blows my mind that we get paid to do this. And you can get your Shakeology paid for. I always tell people, even if they don't really want to coach, they just want to do it for the discount, I always tell them, if you share it with 3 people, your Shakeology is paid for. 3 people, that's all it takes, and then your Shakeology will be paid for. Sometimes that's a helpful motivator for people as well. And then finally, our last option is that we have created a long-term accountability group. We call it our Fit for Life crew. And it's just a group where we put our veteran challengers, and we don't post in there every single day. We post maybe 2-3 times a week, just random things that we come across, or, hey, how we doing? Or we'll just, here's a new recipe, or just little check-ins. We actually just ran a little small 5-day challenge within our long-term accountability group. But it's a great way for them to keep them excited, keep them engaged, a way for them to encourage one another. When new programs come out, they're the first ones to know. We share with them. I've had a lot of people that are in a challenge group go to my Fit for Life crew page and then come back in a challenge group. I've had other people that have stayed with me and then have decided to become a coach. So it's a great way to keep people. It's also a great way if somebody's not quite ready to make the investment. I never really want to turn anyone away. If they want to be held accountable and they want to make lifestyle changes, but they just can't afford it yet, I'll put them in this group, because again, I'm giving them value. I'm giving them a little tiny taste of what a challenge group is like, but this way I don't feel like I'm like, sorry, you're not buying from me. You can't be with me, because that just doesn't feel right in my heart. So I will always put people in here. And again, I reconnect with them a few times a week in this group. So that's a great way, again, all these different options to leave them with a plan after the challenge group. And then finally, I'm going to end with what I call the 3 C's of challenge group. So what are the 3 C's of challenge group? First things first is it is a place where we celebrate. We cheer our challengers on every step of the way. We celebrate every victory, no matter how small, even if it's like, I went to a birthday party and I did not have a cupcake, I'm going to cheer for that. Or if it's like, hey, I tried on my jeans that you wouldn't be able to button up. Now I can button them up. Or whatever the case may be, our goal is to be cheerleaders and celebrate everything for people. It doesn't always have to be about the scale. It can be a non-scale victory. We celebrate successes in there and encourage and inspire. Next thing is connect. Again, we have to reach out to those that disengage from the group. Those are the people that need us the most. So our job is to connect, and then to connect others. I love nothing more than when our challengers cheer each other on. Like, I'm like, oh, I love it. Like, it's so exciting to me when it's like, they don't even know each other, never met in real life, and yet they're like, you can do it. Or when somebody says they had a bad day, and then everybody jumps in and said, it's okay, we all have bad days, start fresh tomorrow, drink lots of water, you can do it. That's awesome. That's what we do. We build those connections. And then the final C is the cream rises. And what I mean by that is that you will see challengers rise to the top. And what does that mean? Rockstar challengers who are cheering other people on. They're posting recipes. They're taking pictures of their Shakeology. Those challengers make amazing coaches, and they don't even realize what they're doing. They're already coaching. So invite them to join you. I will always see somebody when I see that cream rising to the top, a Rockstar challenger. I will call them and be like, hey girl, did you know you're basically doing what I'm doing? Like, have you ever thought about coaching? And usually people are kind of like, oh, really? Me? They don't think they can do it. And I'm like, you're already doing it and you're amazing. So definitely that's great. That's a wonderful way to build your team and get people to join you, is because they're in your challenge groups and they're awesome. Like, they were made for it. I feel like I have some challenges where I'm like, you were made to be a coach. And sometimes it just takes a little extra nudging from us to encourage them to go ahead and take that leap of faith and join us in coaching. So that was what I had for how to lead effective challenge groups. I hope that you found that helpful. Do you have any questions for me?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I might have missed it when you were talking about. Your spreadsheet.
Yes.
Is that on the Google Drive or not?
You know, that's a really good question. I don't think it is, but I will put it there.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, we'll put the challenge group tracker. And again, you do not have to use everything I use. This is what works for me, but you can take it, use it, make it your own. It just has helped me to stay on track with where I am with people. Yeah, we'll add that to the drive.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
Yes. Do you have any information for the superfood of the day? Do y'all have templates or that set aside that we can use? Because I love that idea.
Yes. So in some of our templates, we do have superfoods of the day built in the challenge template, but I'm going to put in the drive under Shakeology. I'm going to start making a Google Doc with like what's in it Wednesday or superfood of the day. As I create them, I'll just put them there so that y'all can like plug and chug. I've tried to start putting them in Team VIP page. So if you go back to like the photos of the page, if you'll see like when I posted it, you can do that there, but I'll make sure to put that on the drive as well. Cause I know that sometimes none of us have a lot of time to do the research on all the different ingredients. So I'll add that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
I have a question. I was just talking to Shannon about this. Like every time we're into about week 3, we kind of start wondering what should we post because we feel like we're maybe boring them and we keep trying to engage them. But do you go by a calendar or anything, or like have you made a list of things to post per month?
Yeah, so if you go onto the drive, we have like those 30-day templates we have organized them week by week by week of all the things that we want to talk about. So I think that we have it organized on one of the challenge groups that has like an outline of every single week, what we're talking about every single day. We wanted to be systematic about it because at first we were kind of just like willy-nilly posting this, posting that, posting this, and there was really no rhyme or reason. So we've really tried to like hone it in on what we're posting about every day. But I will tell you, week 3 is the week that is like hard. Like that's the point where people start like fading out. And that's when we do the challenge within a challenge. We found that like week 3, perfect time to do the challenge with the challenge because people are like, okay, it gets them re-inspired, re-fired up. And that's what we found is help for us.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
I have one.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. So when you were talking about calling out challengers who go quiet, do you mean in the challenge group? Because sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe I should just be like, hey, blah, blah, where are you? Because but people who are like really good about talking and they're gone, and part of me wants to do it, and I don't want to like call them out and like embarrass them and upset them. So I never know. I'm always like, should I do it? Should I not?
So I am not a fan of calling people out like publicly because I feel like that too. I don't want anybody to be embarrassed or, something might have happened, right? We don't know. Maybe they had a death in the family. So I personally tend to do that privately. Again, either texting them, emailing them, calling them, just to check in and see what happened. Like for instance, I'm glad you brought that up because I did have a challenger that kind of fell off and I just texted her and I was like, hey, I just want to see if you're doing okay. I haven't seen you post and you've been so well. And she just told me, yeah, my grandmother passed away. I'm so sorry. But I'm still committed. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, so I do it privately.
That's what I do too. I saw on your thing and I thought maybe you did it publicly. So I thought maybe, okay, cool.
Yeah, no,
I don't. You know what is really helpful is to do the opposite of that within your challenge group. Make sure that you do call out people that are posting.
Yes.
Like shout out to so and so and so and so because they have posted every single day for the last 5 days or whatever. So kind of the reverse psychology works really well too.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. What else? Does anybody else have any ideas of ways that we can improve challenge groups? Because like I said, like we are constantly figuring out ways that we can make it better. And I feel like every challenge group, we walk away with like, ooh, that was really good. Like, I need to remember to add that for next time. What have y'all done something or anything cool or things that have really gotten people engaged? You know, we use our challenge templates, but we would absolutely love for you to share your challenge group templates with us. If you're not using ours, or you used one of your own posts of the day, like, I would love to see that, because it always helps to get different ideas. I mean, Jessica and I, we have good ideas, but I would love to see what y'all are doing too. Anything fun? Laura, I'm looking at you. Do you do anything interesting or fun?
I definitely use y'all stuff to a T. However, whenever it's a challenge within a challenge, what I do is I lose 50% of the people the last day, but the last day, like, I do it for 4 days. And the first one is like, take a picture of Shakeology. Next one's your workout. Next one's healthy eating. And then the last one is post something out to the Facebook world saying your experience.
Yes.
I'll have them tag me. It's kind of a salesy thing to do, but I do it anyway. And of course, if they want to win the 3-day refresh, like, people are really gung-ho about that. And that provides leads for me. Or if they want to be a coach, it provides leads for them.
Genius. Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I started doing.
I love that. I think that's really good, because it kind of gets them out there, you know, and people are probably asking what they're doing anyways, you know, they're starting to see changes. Another thing I want to add, when we have found that people are being disengaged, the best way to create connection is video. I don't know why videos do so well, but we will be like, okay, they're not engaged. Like, people can kind of ignore reading, but when there's a video, they want to watch it. So, and I just feel like that builds that connection with you. Like, I think the last challenge group, I made a video of me making Shakeology, which was like nothing, but I just showed them how I made it, what I make every day, and talked about why I love it so much. It was like a 1.5-minute video, boom, showed it for the day. And then I was like, here's your superfood of the day with the video post. Or Jessica and I, if I see her and I'm like, we just literally make a quick video for the weekend. Like, it's the weekend. Your goals are to work out first thing in the morning. Make sure you're drinking your water, and whatever the case may be, we like just do a really quick video. And that's a great way to build engagement as well. Anything else?
Laura,
Yes.
I like the delay. Will you post on the Team VIP page your thing that you say, whatever you say for the last day, or I don't know,
Yeah.
the 4 days?
I make a video. I make exactly what Raquel says, because people that haven't responded one day will come out and want to compete. So basically, all I do what I post is I say day 1 of our challenge within a challenge, and I have them watch the video. So I don't do many words on it, but I can post my video of what I say. Would that help?
Yes, please.
Okay. There we go. I'll do that.
We need that.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Good.
I'll just add in, the most important thing with a challenge is to remember that, add in your personality and your flair wherever you can. So be that in your videos, or, take our templates and then add your little spin on it, or just the way you take your picture and attach it to the template makes it totally different, because remember, they signed up with you as their coach for a reason. Something about you sparked them. So try to make sure that your personality gets in there. Like, I will send voice. I'm a big voice texter, big fan, because I'm like in the car trying to do 5 things at once. And so I'm a big voice texter. So leave them something funny, or, give them a little rap for their challenge day Monday, whatever. Just give them, you want them to feel special, like you care about them and you care about their success. And sometimes that's easy to do on day 1, hard to do on day 30. So your level of excitement should never change. Even when they have flown the coop, they're ignoring you, doesn't matter. You are still spitting fire, so excited from day 1 to day 30, because that's what they need. Because even if they do fall off the wagon, they're going to appreciate that you never gave up on them. And then compliment, compliment, compliment. everything they do, give them a compliment, shout them out on social media, every way you possibly can, because that builds confidence, and then that's going to help them transform into either just growing as a person or giving them the confidence to maybe even become a coach. There's a win-win either way, but for so many people, the transformation is emotional more than physical, and we want to be part of that. We want to help facilitate that, so this doesn't become another one of those things that they try and fail at, but becomes that thing that they finally succeed at, and they finally realize, like, I can do this as a lifestyle. So that's just my 2 cents. But it was a really great call, Raquel. You did awesome.
Thanks. One other thing I was going to say about voice messenger, I think, again, when you can make that connection, it's real quick to do, and you can do it through Facebook, you can do it through your text. Also, because I have mom brain and I can't remember anything, I literally set up reminders in my phone, because otherwise it'll be like, crap, it's been a week and I haven't like texted them. I will set up like reminders, repeating reminders of like 8 o'clock at night. Don't forget to check in with so-and-so and so-and-so. And then it like helps me. So I don't know if anybody else has terrible memory, but I do. And that helps me. So just another little added tip. Tips of the trade. Okay, well, thank y'all for coming on. And again, if you do a superfood of the day, or you do a really great post that worked really well, please let us know, post in Team VIP, because we can all learn from each other and grow from each other. We are finalizing a 21-day challenge group template. Right now, we're finishing up the last week. So if you want to ever do a 21-day group, we got a template for that too. But thank y'all so much, and I hope y'all have a fabulous week. Also, real quick, Monday we're going to be talking about the Fall Classic. So if you don't know about that, check VIP tomorrow, because we're going to be setting up teams for that. Okay? All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.